So now actually there are some questions on Francophone mobility program as well. So actually this is not related to express entry or PR anymore. This is related to specifically to the job offer which you will get if you have at least CLB 5 listening and speaking. So the second question was how to verify the job offer is valid or not. So actually, many times I get clients who says that, sir, I got a job offer from this company, whether it's valid or not valid. You can directly check with the HR of the company through via LinkedIn or any other source that whether the job offer is valid. Plus, when a company is giving you a job offer, they have to give an LMI exemption number because as I said, like when you are getting employment through Francophone mobility program, so that time they have the employer has to approach to the government to get approved job offer, which is LMI exempted. So there would be a LMI exemption number. So even we can cross check with that number by raising a waveform to the Canadian government that whether it is really a proper or a valid job offer or not. Are there any limitations on the number of invitations for this Franco mobility? There are no limitation as such because there are no quota as such that there. It is totally depend on the requirement of the industry. So if they have a specific requirement, they will reach to the candidate. So there is no limitation or there is no quota or cap on the quota of that Francophone mobility program. So as soon as far as they have a requirement, the industries have requirement, they can definitely hire bilingual candidates. So can an individual who have already applied for permanent residency they are in express entry pool in Canada still apply for Francophone mobility work permit program? Yes, surely, definitely, because that express entry program is totally different and this work permit program is totally different. I already have clients who are already working in Canada. They already have work permit. Plus, we are doing their PR visa also. Sometimes they are extending their work permit. So both the programs can go hand in glove. So there is no problem that you cannot say that if you are into express entry, you cannot apply for.
This question comes because when people apply for study permit visa in Canada, right? They if sometimes you have already express entry profile created, you are in the pool. Let's say you are awaiting ITA, and you do not have enough CRS points. You are still in pool, and then sometimes people think, okay, let me do a diploma, postgraduate diploma or masters in Canada, and they apply for the study permit. That time they ask you questions sometimes in the, I think that are you already applied for some other program, and there's a question of dual intent. If you are aware of this, like you are applying for a study permit in Canada, that is a temporary visa sort of technically, and then you are also having express entry profile or something, so maybe your intent, there's a dual intent or something, some technical term, and probably that can create a, I don't know, potential rejection of your study permit application. But I think, Nilesh, if I understand you correctly, that doesn't apply, that kind of dual intent problem in the work permit program.
See, actually, the thing is, when you are going for education, the government intention is that you come here, you get the education, you go back to your country. But when you are coming for employment or for PR, they want you to be a part of the workforce. So there is no dual intent issue with this Francophone mobility work program. Can individual under the Francophone mobility work program bring immediate family member? Yes, they can definitely bring their spouse, child. And if suppose they want their spouse to work, then you have to apply for an open work permit. So if your program is your work permit is valid, you can also apply for your spouse open work permit. So he or she can also work in Canada. So are there any specific regions or province in Canada that have a high demand? There is no such regions or some region area wise. The Francophone mobility program is not like a Atlantic immigration program where only Atlantic provinces can get those people. It is all in general. So any province has or any industry from any province has any requirement of dual bilingual candidates, they can directly hire. So it is not a program province specific, or there is no province which has a high demand. But only thing is, if you know French, then maybe Quebec, maybe you can get more offers from Quebec because it's like primarily speaking French, but there is no province related quota or demand as such. So is there a possibility of extension of work permit beyond the initial 2 years of period? Yes, sure, there is extension of possibility, but I feel that if suppose you're already on the work permit there, after 1 year itself you have more chances of getting PR directly. So I don't think that any candidate after 2 years he will extend work permit. Instead of that, after first year of his program itself, he will apply for PR. So what happens if a person's job offer is not in line with the previous work experience or education? See, actually, this is a very good question, because many people feel that just getting a job offer is enough. It's not the case. Actually, when a person is means if a person is applying for any visa, whether it is under LMI approval or it is LMI exempted, which is in the Francophone Mobility Program, so government checks that whether the person is going to contribute to the industry, or whatever the employer is asking, whether it is meeting his demand or not. Because the employer, when he's giving you the offer letter, he has to prove to the government that this person is going to satisfy my need of that position. So if that's the reason, your employment has to be in line. I have done, some people got LMI approved job offer, and I have submitted their work permits as well. So you have to prove that you are in line with the job. Otherwise, anybody can do anything. So even when the company is giving you offer, they have to prove to the government that this person with his experience is going to satisfy my job requirements need. So the work experience and the job offer has to be in sync, because this program has just given a relief for this is LMI. This program has not changed the complete work permit procedure. But in work permit, you have to show the alignment of your job. So that you have to continue here as well in this program.
If somebody is super young, let's say 22 or 23-year-old, and they know French because they learned it as a hobby in their college during their bachelor's or whatever, and they finish their bachelor's, let's say they are 21 or 22. And this is a very hypothetical question, but let's see if we can answer it. Um, and they don't have much job experience, maybe let's say 6 months at max. But since they have French competency and they happen to get some offer, some company in Canada. But let's say that is in restoration, like they are a restaurant manager. They're going to handle the tourist coming from India in the some restaurant. Okay, fine. Since the Francophone Mobility Work Permit programs allow job offer in any tier, like it's not restricted to any particular stream. It's like you can get any tier. So this job offer of restaurant manager is technically valid for the program eligibility. And now this person who has recently graduated, let's say from computer engineering, and has 6 months of job experience, or not even that, let's say he's unemployed in India. So is it on the discretion of the visa officer who is treating that application, or how is it?
See, actually, I already told that when the company is applying for francophone work permit to the government, they have to prove to the government that how this person is going to justify the position requirement. If suppose they have given enough reason, for example, previously others already told that in before June 2023 only 0, 1, 2, 3 were into this program. Now all 4 and 5 category also came into this francophone mobility program. But if suppose somebody is applying for like a junior person is there, that the company also know that whether his work permit will be approved or not. Because if suppose a junior candidate is applying without experience or something, so he can apply for a job which is maybe tier 4 or tier 5, where maybe experience or education is not that important, because it's a low level job. But if suppose somebody is applying under program O, or maybe 1 or 2, where the technical skill set are required, so definitely they will not get approval from government itself, that how a person without experience can justify a manager's role. Okay. So in that case, but yeah, if suppose somebody is into restaurant as a waiter or as a storekeeper or whatever it is, which doesn't need any specific qualification or prior experience, is definitely they can get the work permit.
As Nilesh actually in the end he clarified sort of, if you are getting a job offer in a specific stream, let's say tier 0, 1, 2, let's say roughly considered as a blue collar, or like, I don't understand, white collar
White collar, yeah.
jobs, then it becomes an issue, sort of like your employer, before they get the LMI exempt offer from government approval, they need to show that this candidate will add to that skill or something. But since they have opened up this program to all tiers now, all kind of job offers, whether it's a white collar or blue collar or gray collar, I don't know, So if there are generic jobs, which I'm sure also Canada needs, it's not like they only want computer programmers and nobody else. No, they want, actually the bigger picture is Canada wants people, population. First is population. Okay, they want skilled people, but they also want people. So just in case, if somebody, and this is completely speculating, but if somebody really wants to move to Canada and they are unable to get a job offer in their field because their field is very specific, let's say dentist or something which requires a lot of certifications and something and something, then in that case, and if they can get a job offer from tier 4 or tier 5, which is generic, let's say a driver, truck driver, or a restaurant worker, or something, and they have CLB 5 in French, in speaking and listening, technically they should be eligible for getting the work permit if they are willing to do that job of tier 5 and tier 4 and tier 5, even if they only intend to do it for 1 year, Nilesh, to qualify for Canadian experience class. Is that a possibility that you see?
Here is also one twist. Actually, when you say that Canadian experience class, so there also when you are into tier 4 or tier 5, so your experience is not considered in point system. Like there are a lot of students who work after their education into a retail service assistant, or maybe in a shop as a retail service executive. So if you add that code and you add that experience into Express Entry profile, you don't get any points for that.
Oh,
Okay. So that thing is there. But also, for example, if suppose somebody just want to go and work, explore, as there was one question, after 2 years also, if the person can get an extension, yeah, he can extend that work permit and he can stay there for maybe tier 4 and tier 5. Okay. But for O, 1, 2, 3, all these people, they can add their experience into it. So these are the next questions are also like that. What is the path to is there any minimum age requirement? Or sorry, what type of visa issued for the family member of the work permit holder? He will get a dependent visa, as already told, and the person, like spouse, can apply for an open work permit so that he or she can work in Canada.
so but one small thing, you say open work permit. So closed work permit is something that you can work for the employer who gave you the job offer which made you eligible for the program in first place, whereas your spouse gets open work permit, which means they can work in any field, any company, as long as they get the job after landing in Canada.
Yes.
Okay.
So closed is employer specific, and open work permit, the candidate can apply to every employment opportunity what he or she gets. So now, is there any age limit for this work permit? Yeah, there is no age limit, not like Express Entry that you have to be 45, under 45 years of age, then only can apply, because it's a work permit. As soon as per the requirement of the industry, your experience and your education, you can definitely get a work permit. So, what is the path to the permanent residency for individual with this work permit? So now this is LMI approved, LMI exempted work permit. So if you want to add points of a job offer, you can add 50 points of job offer. Or if suppose your CRS score is very less, and you have, like, you work there for 1 year of 1 year in Canada, so you can add 1 year of experience point 50. Plus, if your employer is ready to continue at least 1 year ahead, like more 1 year, so you can also claim 50 points for job offer. So you can claim up to 1000 points, which will definitely boost up your CRS score, and you will get the invite.
100.
Currently, actually,
You said
100
1,000.
score, 100 points you can add up. And this is what actually currently happening. I have more than 100 clients right now in Canada. They went through Infosys, Wipro, TCS, L&T Infotech. And what they have done is they worked for that employer for 1 year in Canada, and they have visibility of one more year with the same employer. So how now it is giving them 100 points. So if suppose somebody's score is 390, so immediately his score becomes 490. Okay, so which makes it like boost of 100 points. That's the reason the CRS is going higher and higher these days.
If you get a tier 4 or tier 5 job offer, let's say, just for the sake of question, let's say you are a cleaner or you're a truck driver or whatever, you're a restaurant worker, executive, whatever. You don't get Canadian experience class benefit even after working for 1 year on that job because that is not from tier 0, 1, 2, or 3. Okay, I understood that. However, if you are married and your spouse comes with you, which hopefully she or he will, since they get open work permit, so after landing to Canada, if they can find an employment in 0, 1, 2, or 3 tier, right? They, if they work for 1 year or more, whatever, they can become eligible for the Canadian experience class candidate for express entry. Correct?
Yes, definitely. If a spouse has 1, 2, 3 category job offer and she gets 1 year of work experience, definitely she can be the primary applicant. You can be dependent and you can file up the PR case.
So that boosts your chances of PR, even though you went there
Yeah.
for tier 4 and tier 5.
4 or 5.
Yeah. So see, I mean,
Yes.
there's so many pathways available. If you know French, you can try your luck.